Hi, and welcome back. Here is our last day of the ACE writing method. Please refer to your notes that are located in the notes section of your binder. It says ACE writing strategy at the top. Let's real quick review. Textual evidence are words, phrases, and sentences from the text that help us support a claim, and the claim is the answer to the question in one complete sentence. When we look at ACE, A stands for flipping of the question into a statement and answering the question. C stands for citing evidence and making sure you include an evidence-based term, which is located at the bottom of your notes. Letter C stands for elaboration of the evidence, so making sure that you tell the reader how the evidence connects back to your answer. Please refer to the assignment from the other day located under today's assignments. So today we're going to look at some examples and how we can make corrections. So what can we do to make the corrections? Example number 1. Loretta Lee is helping him and his mother would also if he was tied up to on page 126. Her hands were pulling at the ropes, nervous and quick, but the knots keep getting tighter. He doesn't want to get hurt by Killer Kane again, but she also wants to save Max also. So how can we make corrections on example number 1? So right now we just need to look at the letter A. How could we flip the statement into a question? Flip the question into a statement. So here the experience with Loretta Lee is like one Max experience with his mother because, so this blue highlighted phrase here is how I flipped the question and then left the answer that the author wrote. I see that I did miss a spelling mistake here for this lowercase Loretta Lee, but Loretta Lee is helping him and his mother would also if he was tied up too. So it doesn't really answer the question and it's a little awkwardly written. I'm not really sure what's going on and what was it referring to. Now we needed to add an evidence-based term. So the author did have an evidence-based term. So it was on the right track, but I just flip-flopped it here and put the page number at the end and wrote in the text the author wrote, which is highlighted in blue. And so otherwise, the evidence is accurate. I think that it's a good example from the text. And then the author wrote here for the explanation, he doesn't want to get hurt by Killer Kane again, but she also wants to save Max also. So I think it's awkwardly written, and I'm not really sure who the person is referring to, and it's hard to follow. So let's take a look at example number 2. The experience Max had with Loretta Lee was like the experience, with his mom because they were both being choked to death by his dad. In the text, the author states, because everything is mixed up and he's doing the same thing to Loretta Lee he did to my mom, choking the life out of her. The evidence proves that Loretta Lee had the same experience as Max's mother. So let's take a look at what could be corrected here. The experience Max had with Loretta Lee was like the experience with his mom, right? That example there is flipped into a statement from the question. It's excellent, and I think it's a good start. Max does need to be uppercased, and then choked needs to be spelled correctly, but otherwise, I think the answer in the question there is written well for the letter A. Now, letter C, citing the text, it says, in the text, the author states, perfectly written. We have quotation marks. We just needed to flip the page number in a different spot. As for the explanation, I think it does repeat the quote. This evidence proves that. I think that we could rewrite that a little differently and then explain how it connects back to the feeling that Max is having and how it relates to both the feeling he felt with his mother dying and the fact that he thought Loretta Lee was going to die or is dying. So otherwise, very well written. So now it's your turn. Complete the assignment titled Text Evidence Practice Turkey Hunt. It's located under today's assignments tab in the Google Classroom. Have a good day.